Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. I am Rajan Thakur, and I'm just recording this podcast for the introduction of MFA, why MFA is required, and what is a MFA, and what is a prerequisite, why it is required in any organization, why we need to be have to be deploy the MFA in our organization to safeguard our the security posture in our organizations. So basically, generally MFA is none of these things. We can say that is a multi-factor authentication. That is very simple definition is there. MFA is a security mechanism that requires to be user to verify their identify using through mobile or authenticating the factors before gaining access to in any environments. Let's say I'm working any company, so I want to access any kinds of server. So first initial we have to enable the MFA. It's basically we can enable any kinds of MFA. There is a multiple OEM available, multi kinds of authentication available. We can use the OTP, mobile OTP, mobile application, email. So that kinds of depend on the purpose, or we can say the enhanced security by the reducing the risk or unauthorized access even in if the credential are compromised. Correct. So why MFA is necessary? Because password alone are vulnerable to brute force attack, phishing attack, and the credential stuff. Many cyber criminals frequently exploit weaks or refuse to password to access their sensitive data. Right now in real world's breaches due to weak authentication, in 2019 to yes 2019 Microsoft account breaches because the compromise of credential without the MFA. They haven't used any MFA. So we can say the colonial pipeline attacks, that we can say that. Okay. Second, we can say authentication factors in MFA. Why it is required? Because sometimes passwords we can use as a pin number, we can use the security questions. Sometimes we have the OTP number only, one time password, we can say that. Mobile OTP, security tokens, smart card, mobile push application notification, email notification. So that kinds of MFA tool is available. Something you are we are using the biometric authentication, fingerprinting, retina scan, facial recognition. Right now it's currently is running. So in adaptive authentication purpose, it is comes under the risk based MFA, which is used right now current situation AI ML is to analyze this login behavior. This AI, through AI we can analyze the behavior. We can say that we can able to understand the device, what kinds of device we are trying to use, what is the location, what is the login time, and what kinds of the MFA dynamically we use. Okay, how MFA is working, we can say that. So this we have to understand. There is a multiple typical MFAs available in the market. We can enter the username, the password, and whenever we can use the mobile system, laptops, whenever iPad, iPod, we can it's validate if we have the user ID and the password, and the prop will comes additional, we can authenticate the factors. And when we try to put user ID and the password, user provides in the application, through application, then the OTP comes to our mobile, and OTP comes to your email ID, or if you have the push notification, if you using the biometrics, then you can able to access, and granted if authentication is successful. So we can say that right now we are able to access the our applications. So now currently, what is the type of MFA implementation available are in the world? So we can say that there is a SMS based OTPs, least secure, vulnerable to SIM swapping. Just we are swapping the SIM card mobile to mobile, and there is we have said that the mobile OTP is mobile, email OTP is there. It is better than the SMS, but can be compromised if email is hacked. Yeah, email OTP is better than the SMS based, but it can be compromised if the email is hacked. Just listen carefully. An authenticator app also available in the terms of multiple companies available, just like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, and the Archon Authenticator, Cisco Duo Authenticator, and BlockSec Authenticator. There is a multiple kinds of OEM available in the market. So they are pushing their notification. Whatever user is interacting, we have to add the user to reduce in the face. Or in the market, we have the hardware security keys as well. Okay. Second, the implementation MFA is different environment. Enterprise MFA used for securing employee login, VPN securing multiple. We are using through a cloud, through a application, internal portal. We have the VPN, so we are using through the MFA. If we are using MFA based, cloud based MFA solution, there is a Azure is available, Azure AD MFA is there, Google Workspace MFA there, AWS there, Okta is there, Dual Cisco is there, Cisco Dual is there, and BlockSec is there. Multiple OEMs is available, and but can we use the MFA for personal use if enable on the banking or social? Yes. So these kinds things, let's say we are logged into our personal bank account, so OTP generates, so it is called as a multi-factor authentication. But integration in the IAM, identity access management, it is a MFA is critical part of IAM. So enforce strong authentication policies to protect our environments. So without MFA, don't we think our organization is very secure? Yeah, I know that security is required, multiple layer of security. Without multiple layer security, we cannot prevent our company or organization. MFA is, we can say that the MFA is zero trust security ensure every access request it's authenticated and verified regardless of the network. What is the benefit of MFA right now? So we can say that prevent unauthorized access. Even if password is stolen, attackers cannot access the account without the second factor. If they don't have the OTP or they don't have this enable on this MFA, then they cannot able to hack or they cannot steal your OTP or whatever. It's mitigating the phishing attack. It's protecting against the credential stuffing, improving your compliance. If you are processing any regulation certificate compliance like ISO 27000, GDPR, NIST, so this and the PCI, this comes under the compliance level. And how we can enhance remote work security? Yes, essentially for the securing the pin and the remote, the desktop and the cloud application. Let's say second, we can say that what is the challenges and risk available in the MFA. If user resists, employee may find MFA inconvenient and try to bypass it. MFA fatigue attack. Attackers bombard the user to push multiple times of notification until they approve the access. You know, we are trying to accessing, but somebody is trying to pushing the notification unnecessary. So we are very frustrated and we can click on the approve unintentionally. So the attackers bypass these things. But if we have the backup, proper recovery, if we don't have proper recovery option, backup option, then the user loses their access and the second authentication. If they lost their phone, account must be secure. The vulnerabilities in SMS, in emails, based on these things. So vulnerabilities in SMS, susceptible to phishing, SIM swapping, and intersection of the attack. And we can say that it's very cost effective and deployment complexity, it's not very much. Some advanced MFA solution require to be changed, but yeah, it's cost effectively, we can say that. So what is the best practice right now in a market MFA implementation? We can use the phishing resistant MFA. Just now in market, FIDO2 based security keys is running, pass keys and the passwordless authentication is going on. Avoid the SMS, email OTP when the possible. Use the only app based authentication. I am just recommending because this is the very secure and the critical things. If we can use the application based MFA, then never ever or 99% time attacker cannot take the or cannot leverage the take your stolen your data from any things. We can implement all critical systems, protect corporate application, cloud platform, and the privilege accounts. And we have to take regularly audit and the monitor MFA uses. What is user doing, which from which application they are accessing, from which system they are accessing. Quarterly or regularly we have to take monitoring these kinds of policies, what policies we are enforcing. So and main thing is have, if we have the a backup plan of this authentication or this servers, then it is good for me, for us provide the alternate authentication option to case of McAfee. If the McAfee is locked, then it is very good for us. And the future of the MFA, right now passwordless authentication booming in all of the globes. You know, Windows application, Apple Face ID, web authentication, web auto and Fido 2, all of companies are right now working of passwordless authentication. They are just using their these things. If how to work, it's understanding the behavior, biometrics, analyzing keystrokes, your typing patterns, their mouse movement, they are everything understand, they are everything analyzing. Decentralized identification, blockchain based authentication available in the market, continuously authenticated AI verification based on the this throughout a session. And why it is required in the compliance and regularity? Because in ISO 27000 it's require strong authentication mechanism. Without this, NIST and PCI DSS mandate MFA is not accessing without payment system. If PCI DSS mandate the MFA for accessing any kinds of payment system, you know. So what conclusion coming up is, MFA is essentially security control of protecting digital identities. Every organization, in my view, every organization should have to implement this phishing resistant MFA method like FIDO and the app based authentication. Please listen carefully. We should have to implement phishing resistant MFA method like FIDO and the app based authentication only. Continuously advancement is going on right now. So thank you everyone, my podcast, please like and subscribe.